Staggy and Beaver with you for Show Us Your Tips. Cup week's here, Beaver.
Cup week is here. Derby Day and Cup week. Very exciting.
So, a big week ahead. We've got four shows coming up this week.
Yes.
We've got a Derby Day preview today. We have Sunday night, we'll do the runner-by-runner Melbourne Cup preview for everyone, as well as the full card for the big dance and the Melbourne Cup card. What do we got next? Oaks Day on Thursday. So Wednesday night we'll have a show, and Friday we'll have Champions Day. So
what a week.
Yeah. Plenty of punting to get into. Not much sleep ahead of us. So should be good, but we kick off excited. What's going on?
Yeah, very excited. It's how can you not be when leading into Cup Week? An interesting race, and we'll preview that. And overseas horses are here, and as are the locals. But keen to see what lies ahead. But some great racing tomorrow, and really looking forward to see how some of those races pan out with some of the best horses around fighting it out.
Definitely. We've got 10 races in Sydney and 9 in Melbourne to get through. Just a quick plug for progretracing.com.au. Check them out for everything going on over the Spring Carnival, as well as some tips during the week as well. How'd you go yesterday? I haven't had a look.
Wednesday?
Thursday.
Thursday, yesterday. A bit mixed, I think. It was a bit of a mixed day. It was a bit tricky, but I think there was a couple of winners in there, but nothing to write home about, unfortunately.
Yeah, now a couple today at I found a couple out at Wagga and the Valley, so we'll see how they go as well to build a bit of bank for tomorrow. That article's up on progretracing.com.au. And let's get into it. Let's get into Cup Week. Flemington, where it is a heavy 8 at the moment. I saw a report saying it's not, given there's just been so much rain, it hasn't drained as it generally would at Flemington, so yeah, wet track. We're going to be dealing with a wet track all week, it looks like. So we'll keep an eye on that. The rail is true. And I guess we'll see how it plays. I was impressed how Moonee Valley played last week. So hopefully we get similar at Flemington. Any thoughts on how it might play out?
Oh, look, I think you're probably going to favour a little bit coming down the middle of the track, is my guess.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. You probably can win on the pace, but finishing on down the middle or getting to the better part of the going is where you're going to want to be.
Yep. We kick off with the traditional kick-off, the Carbine Club Stakes, the mile for the 3-year-olds, a Group 3. Beaver, how are you starting off?
Yeah, a bit surprised by the way the market's lined up here, with Pungo being the favourite. I'm going for Tijuana. At the $4.20, we've got a horse here that has ran less than a length in a Group 1 behind Golden Mile last start. Won a Group 2 as favourite the start before at Valley. Flemington ran third behind Berkeley Square in a listed race and third in a Group 3 behind Jacquinot. Like, that is outstanding form for a race like this where it's up against the midweek maiden winner. Obviously, they've got big raps on it and maybe it is a good horse, but for me, at the $4.20 mark, I'm going for the proven Group 1 horse.
Yeah, fair call. I'm with the maiden winner though. I was with I straight away got rid of the Gothic Stakes, which was the sandpaper lead up. So I was left with Tijuana, as you've said, and what was the other one here? Well, what I had in mind actually was Redina being the horse targeted for this, and it's 20s at the moment. Was hoping for a dry track. I think it'd really improve on a dry track being a Redute's choice, but the logic I've put together here is that J-Mac must be on the number 1 seed for Waller, which is Pungo. Outdoor Mile looks perfectly set up. Waller's won this race, I think, 3 of the last 6 or 7 runnings, so he knows which horse to come down with. And I think it's going to run well here. You've summed up Tijuana perfectly, and the other 2 Wallers are here to run well as well. Lindemann at a big price. Redina I mentioned, but I was hoping for dry. And What a Deal did beat home Redina last time, and Zoe's Promise came out and won really well at Moonee Valley last week. So I think that form does stack up. So I'm with Team Waller in the first, as you've made a great case for the alternative though there. The Lexus Archer Stakes is the Group 3 2,500 metres for the last crack into the Cup. And, well, they're all here again, Beaver. Who have you got on top?
Yeah, I've gone for Surefire on top. I think it was a very nice run last start. Only just run over at the top, but I still think it was going pretty well on the line. Probably got to the front a little bit early there, and was left to sit and shot by Emissary, who's flying. I think this sets up perfectly here in a reasonably average field with maybe Realm of Flowers as the main danger.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to sort of zig when I should zag in this race, but I've gone with Realm of Flowers. He was wide the whole way and very brave in that drop. beat home Durston, who we know has since come out and won a Caulfield Cup, and was very good there. Has been a while between drinks, which is the concern.
Yep.
We're just going different form. I think that form is quite good. Surefire, look at it gets J-Mac now, keeps J-Mac and was a great run, as you said last time, but they're all just tied to each other now. Surefire, Interpretation and Macram, they're all chances. So I was just going away from them. A different form as much as anything. What did you do for Allegra on it? Was there anyone I couldn't get my head around here?
Yeah, look, I found that hard to get a bit of a leg up on as well. It, was well back in the field last start and kind of never improved much before that. Good win at Randwick. Look, I just think the other horse is going a little bit better at the moment.
Yeah, fair call. It goes in the early quarter, but I don't quite know. I don't think I'll be backing it. The Rising Fast Stakes is the Group 3 1,200 metres race, 3 up the straight. I don't mind. This is a betting race. I think there's two main chances. Generation has been there or thereabouts, coming through some good stuff. Chased us for last time. Now gets J-Mac, just as importantly. And it has to run well here and should. The map actually sets up perfectly, not a great deal of pressure. From Gravina, who was a nice win last time, broke through. Gets William Buick on board, which can't be a bad thing. And I think the wetsuits as well. Absolute Wet Tracker and a Sebring now. So at the $8, I really like the price. I think you can back both of them and be fairly comfortable. What have you done here?
Yeah, same. I think you're on track here and your assumption's good. I've gone for Gravina instead on Top Butt. I just think down the straight, I think it'll really suit this horse. I think it can sit off the speed. Like the price, and I love the way it hit the line last start. I wasn't with it last start and... just sat off the pace, and when it got the gap, it put a space in them, and it was going as good as anything on the line. So I don't think the straight track presents any problems. And again, it beat Triple Missile home last start, so I just don't actually understand, again, the price difference. Triple Missile got well back and finished hard, but if you look at the line, Gravina was going just as good.
Yep.
So it's on top for me.
Beautiful. The Wakeful is up next, 2,000 metres for the fillies, Group 2. I've got Pavitra on top here. I thought it was pretty good, leading up the Renaissance Woman and Foxy Cleopatra last time. Just nabbed late, gets Josh Parr now on her leader, which is a tick, and I think it's going to roll along and give you a nice sight. The weather is not necessarily better for it. I'm hoping it does dry out a little bit before then. So Dazzling has had the kill at Flemington, a couple back in the wet, and was strong there. Went for the tick over at Newcastle where it was slow out, but hit the line well. I think 2,000 metres perfect. And you've always got to be wary of John Sargent with the fillies. And maybe Zanzella has a lot of upside. Looked a class above what it beat last time. You look at me like you're about to just say everything I just said.
Particularly the latter part. Yep. I went for So Dazzling and Zanzella. I thought they were the two at the odds at $8 and $10 that could run a really nice race. Exactly with So Dazzling, it's had the run at Flemington and won well and come back to Newcastle. So I think the 2,000 suits it. And you're right with the upside on Zanzella. Gets J-Mac. Was really good last start at Pakenham. Sat on pace and put a gap in him. I think he can run really well as well. So that'd be the two I'm playing. Maybe So Dazzling slightly in front of Zanzella, but backing both.
I'm keen on the prices on all three I mentioned, actually. I think they're all quite. You can cover all of them and get a result there. The Linlithgow Stakes is up next, Group 2. Over the 1,400 metres. You were very keen on Turath last time out, as I just get notification that Loft has been scratched from the Melbourne Cup. So there you go. How about that?
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So I guess J-Mac needs a ride now. Spit though, back to the 1,400 metres. Who are you tipping?
Back to the 1,400 metres here, and Turath for me again. No reason to go away from it. Third up here, I think it'll be even more improved. It was a good run last start. Got further back than I thought it would in that run, and hit the line quite nicely. From the 3 gate here, Buick can get it into a lovely position, and with natural improvement on top for me.
Yeah, well, the two I was going to talk about have been scratched, so left with Turath on top. The other horse I want to make a quick case for is Ironclad. Couple of not much happening runs at the end of last prep, but the trials have been fantastic coming. He did win fresh last prep last time. and I think he's a talented horse. Might want it drier, but yeah, this should be a real knockout chance around $15. It was the other one I found here, but I'm left with Turath on top with, I assume, Jimmy going up to Sydney again.
Yeah.
Quite a
The
kick-off.
Inferno's racing its weakest field for a long time.
I know, but I'm just sick of it. Like,
Yeah, me too. But I just thought, could be a smoky back in a weaker grade company.
Yeah. We get to the first of the Group 1s, kicking off the quaddie. The 3-year-old Coolmore Stud Stakes up the straight here. Beaver, what are your thoughts?
It's a wee ripper, isn't it?
It is a wee ripper.
Very, 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 very good race, and super hard to line up. I'm not sure which part of the track. Maybe the outside might be the go here. I've gone for Coolangatta.
Okay.
Third up here. I think the straight track might really suit this horse, and just going off the back of it, it's beat Bella Nipotina, who's flying at the moment, and then prior to that, in the Group 2, was pretty close up behind Rothfire. I think he can run really, really well. Third up here, it's drawn well enough, so got it on top. And the clear main dangers is probably In Secret and Jacquinot as well. They've got a powerful finish, and we'll be having last shot at him here. So just thought Coolangatta might sneak away, and the others might find it hard to run him down.
I have got Jacquinot on top. I do not want a heavy track. I've got a bit of a concern now if it's staying in that range. But I thought the run in the Everest was great. Just digging back through inside there, hit the line well. I think that's top form. I think the outside of the track suits, as you've said, and he's going to run well here. I think it's the best horse. It's going to be hard to beat. From In Secret, they're tied together, will run well, and does have J-Mac, so you've got to respect it. And there'll be a few others that'll go in the quaddie, the likes of Buenos Noches, and even something right outside the market. I could see something, the Great Barrier Reef, even improving at a big price. But and Grand Impact's a horse I've always an opinion of in terms of quaddies. But one from, I am sticking with the A grade form, one from 15 predominantly. The second of the Group 1s is the 2,500 metre Derby, and good race again. The wet track is perhaps a concern, but I'm sticking with Berkeley Square. I think it's close to the best 3-year-old, at least over a distance down there. It was a great win last time, and watching it back, that was soft through the line. I think only really got wound up late and hit the line well, has everything covered coming out of that race. Is going to be very hard to beat here. From Smart and Sharp, who has obvious claims and is the different form line. And again, I'll throw in Muramasa and Manzoist into the quaddie because I think they're both big prices and might be a different alternative in a race where a lot of these I think are going to be struggling out to the 2,500 metres. And the one bet I've actually had in this race is I've backed your horse, Distrustful Award, already at the price.
Yep. Yeah, I think the two in the market are the two to be looking at. Berkeley Square and Sharp and Smart, they do have the different form lines. I thought the same as you. Berkeley Square was strong to the line last start. Still seemed to be working into it at that time. The extra distance looks right up its alley. The track conditions won't hurt. So I've got it marginally on top again in front of Sharp and Smart, who was caught wide last start and just kept finding and still just kept coming on the line. I can't see that it won't run the distance. So definitely the main danger, and certainly I'd be throwing in Distrustful Award into exotics. I think it can run well. Would like to see the track a little bit better condition for it, but yeah, that's the way I've seen the race.
Yeah, all through this form, I'll be honest, I had factored in a better track than a heavy, so fingers crossed it plays that way. The third Group 1 is the Empire Rose for the girls. Wait for age over the mile. What have you done here? Elliot, please do not back Ice Bath.
Yes, please, Elliot, for once. But he will, because he'll be really even happier because of the
wet.
price. But yeah, good luck to him. More money than me. I'm going for the favourite, La Creek. I thought it was. I thought this just sets up perfectly for it. J-Mac goes on board. It just looked a really good quality horse in its last start, Group 1 win. Just brained him. Just jumped on the pace. Similar here, and it's just too good for these.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't so sure at the price, taking a $2.50 in a field like this, but maybe it is just a good horse. As I slowly depart this mortal realm. But I'm keen on a few at a price. I think Palasipan's going really well. Stuck back to the inside there on a Swoopers day behind Chain of Lightning. Going to run well drawn out, and I've gone for the wide gates as well. Big Price Exalita will run well. Again, back to the inside, I think back to the mile suits in its 30s. And Yearning, finally drawn outside, can come down the middle of this track and his 20s. I think he's now third up, 2 miles perfect. Probably do want it drier as well, but he's 20-1 as well. They're the three I'm keen to bet, keen to play, and I'll throw Shalo into my quaddie at 50s too. Yeah, that's it for me. Sick of all the other Sydney horses. Race 9, the Furphy Sprint, 1,100 metres. I spent 3 minutes on this race. I saw Asfura was in it. I said Asfura will win, and I moved on to Rosehill. What do you do?
Pretty similar. Looks super hard to beat here. I've certainly got it on top. Should be suited. Flying at the moment. Loves the straight. Probably should be 3 from 3 in this, and can run well. Looking for a couple of others. Nejmati can run well, I think, as well, and Shellstar down the outside. I think it's a nice little price.
Yeah, again, wet's the concern for Nejmati, so may not be here. Going to give us the Derby Day quaddie.
The Derby Day quaddie, starting in the first leg, in no particular order, which is race 6. I've got number 15, In Secret, number 1, Jacquinot, number 6, Buenos Noches, number 14, Coolangatta, and number 4, Lofty Strike. In the Derby, I've gone, which is race 7, I've gone number 1, Sharp and Smart, number 2, Berkeley Square, number 13, Distrustful Award, and number 6, Grand Piero.
No interest in Mr. Maestro. That's the one we didn't touch on.
I'm gonna let it
won't run the trip.
Gonna let it under my guard here. In the third leg, which is race 8, number 14, La Creek, number 2, Nimali, number 7, Palasipan, number 4, Kiku. And in the last race, race 9, number 2, Asphora, number 8, Najmati, number 17, Shellstar, and number 9, A Very Fine Red.
Lovely. For progretracing.com.au, your best and value.
My best and value. My best is race 8, number 14, La Creek. And my value is race 3, number 6, Gravina.
Race 9, number 2 is my best, Asfura. She'll win the last. And race 8, number 12, Yearning. We'll give you a side at the price if all things are equal and it handles the conditions. We head up to Rosehill for what's left, the Golden Eagle Day. Track's currently soft, but a beautiful day in Sydney, so I think we're going to get a good track tomorrow, which is exciting. The sun's out today. I don't know what the hell this card is. This is a midweek card with a $10 million race crowbarred in at the end, so we'll see how we get through it. Not as enthralled as I've been lately with Sydney cards, but anyway, we kick off with the 24-horse Highway. Is there anything you want to stamp here?
Nothing I'll stamp. The one I did like has been backed in overnight, King Gutho. Still $5.50, so there's still plenty of value there. Third up here, gets out to the 1,200 now, which I think will suit, and first 2 runs back have been pretty good. So I had hit on top with the Main Danger, number 2, Ezekiel.
Race 2 is a 1,200 metre fillies and mares benchmark 78, where I'm with the 2 horses down the bottom of the weights here, the 2 Godolphin horses. Varvia does need a win this prep, but he's going well. The format of the last 2 races has been okay. We've seen Odette win again and win well on Wednesday. And third horses run well at it as well. And Plymstock's second up out to 1,200 suits. I think they're going to be hard to beat here, Beaver.
Yeah, I narrowed it down to 2. I thought it's do or die day for Varvia, so I thought it would be hard to beat. But I thought the Main Danger was number 9, Famuka.
Okay.
Thought it could run well. I thought its first up run at Eagle Farm was pretty good. Beat a decent field there, and had trialled okay prior to that. And in its last preparation, ran some okay races even down south. So I think it can run well.
The one at a big price I didn't mention is Divine Breath coming here, no trial. Competed in some okay stuff last prep. I don't think this is a strong race, but and his 20s, more to the point. Benchmark 78, 1,500 metres for the 3 and 4-year-olds comes up next, where all things being equal, Waterford should win this, shouldn't it?
I would thought so. This is pretty average field for what it's been up against. And last run wasn't as bad as it looks on paper. It was behind Valana, who's flying, and the stable has a huge wrap on the horse, and it got well out of its ground in a day that was hard to make ground, but still did. This just looks too good for these.
Yep, and main danger, the Lock Eagle, you can make the same argument for, just got too far back and blah, blah, blah. Race 4 is the 1,900 metre, benchmark 78. Thoughts on this one?
Yuck.
Yep.
So that's my first thought. And then my second thought is if I'm having a bet and forced to have a tip, I'll go for Ting Tong.
Okay.
I just thought it was third up here. Won well at Canterbury last start. Seems to be improving. My concern is maybe it's just a wet tracker.
Yeah. Pink Ivory on top for me. Pulled up with issues last time. Before that was going well. I think back to dry is the key as well. Inside gate will run well. And I think main stage has to be a bet here. It's going to be out rolling in front. And as you know what you're going to get in a race of some question marks. You know where it's going to be and what you're going to get, and it's $18 right now. So second pick, Hammer On. I don't know what to do with it. So it's got to be a chance, and we'll get the right run, but perhaps not the horse we thought it was a couple of months ago. Race 5, benchmark 78 again over the 1,100 metres this time. I've got Mars Mission on top. I think the dry track is a big advantage here. Just didn't quite quicken like it had in the trial over 1,100 metres. I think, dry track, claim down in weight. It's going to be hard to beat, and the market reflects that. Dangers away from it, obviously winning verse, and I think that a horse like Miss J Fox is going well. Tick over trial, back on top of the ground is very honest, and perhaps over the odds at $25. What have you thought of this one?
Yeah, I come down to 2. I thought Mars Mission, you're right, gets the 3 kilo claim here, gets nicely in at the weights, and the drier track's certainly going to help it. I thought the main danger was the 3, Delexo. Resuming. If it starts here, it can run a nice race and goes well fresh as well, but giving 6 kilos to the other might present a problem, but it can run well.
The Rosehill Gold Cup over the 2,000 metres comes up next, and Quality Time is absolutely flying. Stayer on the up, it gets the inside gate for Tommy Berry, will be close enough in the run, and I think it's going to be very hard to beat here, and still an okay price, and probably has to be in a field of this depth. Honey Creeper was good last time, as both runs will be good actually, and will keep improving out to a distance. And I think Pinarello, maybe it's time to do something, if it is going to, back onto the dry. Didn't quite know how to line up the French horse. I suppose it's got to be a chance in this race. What did you make of this?
Yeah, really difficult field to line up here. As you say, Quality Time looks to be the pick, just given it's going so well. It's Waller, it's drawn well, and it's well in at the weights. But you can make a case for a lot of horses. I thought Stockman was very good last start. Really liked that win. But it is carrying 59.5 here, so it's got to give some okay horses a bit of weight. But has some quality about it in gate 13, so it's just key as to where it gets in the run. It had the perfect run last start, and everything's set up perfectly. So if it can get across and get into the right spot, it can certainly figure in the finish here. So I had hit as a main danger. That's it.
Okay. The Nature Strip Stakes, 1,300 metres, is up next for what's that, $3 million. What about Frankie Dettori here? He's come out here and Chris Waller's put him on Colding and Yonkers. Like what a treat for Frankie. He is on one of the imports in the big race, but yeah, the Nature Strip. I am at the price. Well, I was surprised by the price, but I think Private Eye is absolutely flying. I'm going to back it again. It's $5.50. It's an each way price still, and it has to run well here. It was a great run last time. after it bolted in first up. So I'm sticking with it. From what am I saying? I guess the favourite's got to run well. Lost him running. Did have an issue. Trialled since was fine, but I just think I'm going to stick solid here with Private Eye. Anything else you want to talk about? No, not really. You?
Yeah, I'm going Marzu. Liked the last 2 runs, and I thought it was great in the Everest as well. Got back in the field, hit the line very well. I think it'll be a little bit closer here, and I think the one gate suits. I think it can jump pretty much on the pace and sit right behind the pace here. I'm guessing Eduardo's going to speed across, and Marzu might be right on the back here, getting all the favours, getting tracked in, while horses like Private Eye and Co have had to be snagged back to the back. So I'm just hoping that luck in running, Marzu can sit right on the back and get the break when it's needed and be too hard to run down.
Beautiful. The feature is the $10 million Golden Eagle for the 4-year-olds over 1,500 metres. At least it's a good field. It is a good field. Beaver, who have you got on top?
Great field. Really like some of the horses that have come here to run well in this. There's 10 really good chances. I've gone for I Wish I Win.
Mm-hmm.
Just thought this race might set up better for it. I wasn't disappointed in the last run. Got way back out of its ground at Caulfield, where it was just impossible to make ground under those conditions. And I thought it still hit the line reasonably well. Tuvalu is a good horse and had the right run in that. Gate 12 here I don't see as a problem. I think it's going to go back. It will get running, and it'll be one finishing off really hard here. Main danger, Chain of Lightning. The 2 is a perfect draw for it. Again, it can sit wherever it wants here and it's flying at the moment. 1,500 be a test, but it is Rosehill, not Randwick, so I think it can run well. And then there's obviously a heap of other horses that can run well down in the market. Cardinal Gem's flying. Fangirl can produce a good run, but no, I've got the other 2.
Valana smashed him last start.
And Valana, yes, it did.
Smashed him last start. Nash sticks in a $10 million race, and it's $19 right now, what I'm looking at here. So I'll be backing it. Pretty simple. It's a good horse, and it will run well. But maybe wants to sting out, but
Gate 22, not a concern.
I'll find somewhere in a big field. It's probably good to be out there in these sort of big fields at Rosehill. From I Wish I Win, you've covered it off well. I agree with everything you said there. And again, nice price. And I've got a few others that go in the quaddie. Obviously scared of the Europeans, but how do you line them up? You don't, I guess. For me, I'll just take back the others each way, and if they knock me off, they knock me off.
The stable got a big rap on Valana.
They reckon this light infantry is the best. Mark is talking it up. But, the stable does have a big rap on Valana, and so do I. So I'm happy. All the ones you mentioned down the bottom will go on my quaddie, your Jimmies and Cardinal Gems.
Well, it's really hard with horses like light infantry, right? Because it's only had the 5 starts, and it's 2 and 2.
And flown halfway around the world as a 3-year-old.
Flown halfway around the world, and in those races, like, it hasn't been in the market. It's been 30, 50s, whatever. So maybe it is a really, really good horse, but it's got to come to Australia, race a good field.
I feel like you can trust the form of the stayers that fly out a bit more, like the season stayers that come out more than this. And I don't know why. I just made that up, but I feel like I'm in a race like this.
We haven't seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
We don't see a lot of them.
I know Waterford's one, but it's had 2 preps here. So just getting off a plane and running, you just don't see. They don't come.
And and they might be good, but you're taking 2s, 2 to 1.
Yeah, that's right.
$3 to find out when you can take horses. As you said, you're taking 20 to 1 Valana, 10s to 15s. I Wish I Win. Chain of Lightning, you're probably going to get better than $6 on the day.
Oh, look, like this is. I feel like this. I just be looking forward to jumping on Betfair and covering maybe even 4 or 5 horses and getting a result at a price. But anyway, looking forward to it. It is an exciting race. The Midway, I don't know if this is any better. Benchmark 68, $500,000. Where I've gone with. I'm sticking with Margoni. It's been going quite well in proper benchmark 88 and 78 stuff. I know it's got a weight. I know it's got the weight here, but
64 kilos, mate.
We've seen 2 win of the 64 in the last couple of weeks. I'm fine with that.
Stops trains.
It's 6. They win 5-kilometre races with 80 in the jumps. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not too worried
They're
about
all slow horses.
Yeah,
but
that's true. So are these. If they're any good, they'd be in the Golden Eagle. But the thing is, that I am scared of the up-and-comer Kyobe.
Yep.
It's been very good, lightly raced, and probably is better than 68 grade. So obvious danger. And I think a forgotten horse down the bottom here is Scorched Land. Has done some good stuff this prep, and outside the market, a race like this, it fits well for you. So they'll go in when we get to it. We'll go in my quaddie as well. What have you done here?
Yeah, tricky one here. I've gone for Kyobe. I think he can run really well here, around the $4 mark. Drawn well, in on sort of the standard 60 kilos, which is what most of them are in on here. And this is a really open race, but it looks to have the upside and got the best form for this.
Yeah, you're worrying about 64. It's only 5 kilos over the minimum. 6.
So what? Still a lot of weight.
Fair enough. Here we can have a Big Mac for lunch. All right, we wrap up with, what are we wrapping up with? The sprint race. Benchmark 78, 1,300 metres, where I'm sticking with the format of the midweeks, Democracy Manifest and Stromboli. Track pattern will play a role in which way I go, but I think that form's good enough. Too far back last time was Democracy Manifest, and Stromboli's flying. All that form is good, and I think fits into this, which is basically a Wednesday race. Arbitration, the other one that will run well here. What have you done?
2 clear picks for me. Actually can chop out on this. You can back one and save on the other, and sort of 80-20 split. The pricing sets up nicely for that, and they look to be the 2 main chances for me. I've gone for Democracy Manifest. I do like the horse. It's gone 1-5-1-5, so it's due to go 1 again here, and even though it was 5th last start, it was less than a length off the winner. Again, it wasn't at a Warwick Farm. It'll much prefer the bigger.
I think the dries are key to it too.
And a dry track. So, should be hard to beat in the last.
Cool. The quaddie at Rosehill for Golden Eagle Day. I'm going to go first leg 1 Eduardo, 2 Private Eye, 3 Marzu, 7 Lost and Running. Into 3 in the Congo, 4 Valana, 5 I Wish I Win, 6 Mr. Mozart, 8 Military Expert, 12 Light Infantry, 13 Well Wall, 16 Chain of Lightning, and then the emergency if they get a run, 21, 22, and 24.
How many horses did you just name?
I don't know. 9? 2 won't run, so that's fine. 1 Mahagoni, 10 Kyobe, and then a 2 down the bottom again, Scorched Land and Timpanist. And we'll come home with Skinny up in the last. Democracy Manifest, Arbitration. So that's 5, 8, and 9 Stromboli. We got a 9 grand one last week, so let's see if we can double down on that. Struggled to find a best, so I'm going to make best Valana. $19. There you go.
Whoa.
Let's have a
Rip
crack.
in.
And my value Scorched Land in the 4 pillars at the, whatever it was, 26 is there. Score was that number 22. What have you done?
My best bet is race 3, number 4, Waterford. I think it'll be hard to beat. And my value bet comes up in race 8, number 5, I Wish I Win.
Beautiful. Good day's punting. Only in Queensland.
I did have a few in Queensland.
Eagle Farm. What have we got up there? Good track at the moment.
Good track at the moment.
Are you tipping a Mashani horse in the first?
No, I'm just going to let that go, mate. Too skinny.
There's only 10 of them.
Race 2, number 5, Zavaboom, around the $3 mark. I think it can run well. In the 3rd race, number 4, Bulu, around $5, can run well. In race 5, number 9, Ange Pow, can win again around the $2.50 mark. And in the 6th race, number 1, Yellow Brick, similar around the $2.50 mark.
Lovely. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck tomorrow, punters. Check back in on YouTube and progretracing.com.au as well as Spotify for our Melbourne Cup thoughts and our thoughts for the entire card on the first Tuesday in November. Until then, take care and we'll talk soon.